What's up, everyone? Marc, Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. You know, I've gotten this question a lot from people since I started doing videos on steroid use. You know, and I'm a very conservative guy. Those who know me know the true story. A lot of people, you know, I got even Lyle McDonald came out and said that the only reason I stay lean year round is because I'm on a lot of PEDs, a lot of drugs, a lot of steroids. For a guy who recommends DNP for fat loss, I don't really want to hear it. Also, the fact is, nobody really knows what the fuck I'm on. And in fact, if I told you guys, you'd probably be upset. Just like when you find out Doug Miller is natural, that I'm not on a lot of shit. I'm never really on. That's what's really funny. However, one thing that I want to get into, I mean, look, here's the deal. Drugs are a supplement, okay? They take you to the next level. But drugs do shit that, yeah, okay, my drugs, you know, improve muscle without exercise. How much muscle is that? Is the guy putting on a fucking half a pound, you know, just from moving around, being sedentary? Yeah, okay, steroids work. But without diet and training, you're still going to look like fucking shit. Even the guys who train at the gym, who are on juice, half the guys don't even look like they fucking lift. 95% of guys I know on steroids don't look like they fucking lift. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. But one question I've received from a lot of individuals, mostly those on TRT, which I believe they should have asked their doctor as well, is the effects of androgens or testosterone or steroid use on male fertility. And you know what? I actually have a copy and paste email I send to people. Ronnie Coleman has 7 kids, wants to have 8. I guarantee he's going to shoot one past the goalie. Branch Warren, who's been competing since 17 years old or whatever, has a kid, just had a kid with Trish. They're both IFBB pros. Beautiful young child, beautiful baby, beautiful couple, much love to Branch and Trish, 2 of the nicest people I have ever met. Quincy Taylor, I believe, has 5 kids. Quincy, a great bodybuilder in his day. He hasn't competed in a while. I have 3 kids. I'll give you some anecdote, and I'm going to give you some science of what I know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. This is based on anecdote and what I've extrapolated from the data and studies and doctors' opinions of people I've spoken to and what I've read. I by no means am a definitive source on getting your girl pregnant or impregnating some random hoe you saw at the club. It's not my thing, man. That's not what I do, okay? I'm a diet and training guy. I'm not a drug expert by any means. I don't pretend to be. I know drugs, but I'm not. Look, I'm not. You know, I'm not. What is it? Bill Roberts. I'm not of that level. I don't know as much as him. Or a Bill Llewellyn. Those guys know their juice. Patrick Arnold. I'm not those guys. I have a rudimentary knowledge of how steroids work in the body. With that anecdote aside, personally speaking, you know, up until 27 years old, I had no issues. I'm not going to make any definitive statements with my endocrine system or anything. At the age of 27, I found out I have an endocrine issue. Let me just put it this way. 2 of my kids were conceived after I found out I had an issue. So that's that. I don't believe I could have had kids had it not been for finding out I had an issue, because simply the drive wasn't there. And I don't believe that I was really doing much down there. I mean, if your test is extremely low, you're obviously going to have issues. Your endocrine system's messed up. There's other hormones that go along with it in impregnating someone. I mean, you got to put the penis in the vagina first to get her pregnant. And at the end of the day, I mean, you can have ovulation kits, this, that. I mean, and there's a time when you guys ever tried for a baby? It's the most uninteresting thing in the world. Like, sex should be like a hunt. Like, you go, you know, even humping the leg or just something that makes you feel like that's like a man. That's like a manly thing. It's hunting and gathering, right? You're out, you get your prey, and then bam, you fucking nail it home, right? When you're trying for a kid, you're on a schedule. It's like they're fucking ovulating for they're pissing on these ovulation sticks, right? And they're basically trying to get it out. And that, granted, a lot of people just go for the whole like don't pull and don't pray method. But at the end of the day, you know, those who've tried for a kid know what the fuck I'm talking about. So put it this way, you know, trying for a kid isn't fun, but here's what I know from my knowledge about impregnating women while on. Steroids or androgen use affects the quantity, not the quality of your sperm. So it's not like your sperm are swimming around, no, your sperm are still fucking swimming, right? It's still got Michael Phelps in that shit. Okay, you're Michael Phelps in that shit. You're fucking doing this, doing the fucking butterfly, coming in, fucking butterfly. Okay, you're doing that shit. And you only need one good fucking swimmer. And how many billions of sperm when you jerk off are you leaving on the floor? You know, what I'm saying is, okay, if it cuts your sperm count by 20 to 80%, you still have a lot of fucking sperm in there. It just takes one really good swimmer. Okay, so it affects, again, I'm not a fucking scientist. From what I've read, it affects the quantity, like how many sperm you got. But the sperm you got in there, keep in mind, your body's always regenerating sperm. See, women, they're born with the amount of eggs they have in their body. That's why women, like, talk about DNP or thyroid medicine or thyroid medication. I don't know about thyroid, but you look at DNP, you heat up the body. I think that risks fucking knocking out some of them eggs. So you take someone like, Boston Lloyd's girl who's taken allegedly DNP. I don't know if that's affecting her fertility. I'm not an expert on that, okay? But I'm just thinking that if you're born with your eggs, everything you do, you don't want to trivialize her because it's there. But dudes, I mean, our sperm, if everything's working, you're constantly producing sperm. You're constantly regenerating little dudes fucking swimming around, doing the butterfly, all right? Not the Cabbage Patch, but the butterfly, all right? So what I'm getting at is there are ways to mitigate that. Now, HCG therapy has been used for women and men. For fertility, women are put on Clomid when trying to get pregnant. So I've heard men are as well. I've known men to be put on HCG who have never touched a drug in their life to get their girl pregnant. I've known of that happening. One way to mitigate that, I've heard, again, this is for informational entertainment purposes only, is taking HCG during your cycle or after the cycle to kickstart your balls, kind of like a PCT. A lot of the new age HRT clinics are actually administering HCG with testosterone as part of the testosterone treatment therapy, and with their long-term goal of sometimes being to get you off of HRT, to get your shit working again. I don't know if that's always going to work, but HCG is always an option. What they usually do is 250 to 500 IUs 2 times a week. I believe they do a Monday, Thursday split usually. That's at least what I've read. Or when you come off, you do the mega dose of HCG and an anti-estrogen and boom, you're there. So, but even if you're not, even if you're just an IFBB pro, you can still, look, you're not infertile. What I tell my guys, my clients, whatever, my friends who are on androgens, who are having sex with girls, not the gay ones, because anal sex, unless it leaks out in a woman, ain't going to make anybody pregnant. That was disgusting as fuck, wasn't it? That's what happens when I sit on a couch. Okay, here's the deal. If you're a dude and you're on androgens, you're not infertile. So don't be busting nuts all up in people. There's also STDs and shit that can go around. Even if you're in a committed relationship, don't tell her, yo, it's all right. I'm on fucking Trest and Trend and I'm good to go. No, you're not. You can still get her pregnant. So unless you want to take that risk, they were testing testosterone and decanate as a male fertility treatment, as male birth control. It failed. Bitches were getting pregnant. Okay? At the end of the day, you know, if you're on, it could decrease your chances of getting a girl pregnant because you have less sperm. However, it only takes one. Again, quantity versus quality. However, if trying to get a girl pregnant and you can't, and you're on a cycle or you're on steroids, you're on TRT, see an endocrinologist and get your shit tested. Go jerk off in a cup, have them measure that shit, and see if that's the culprit, and they might have a remedy for you, be it Clomid, HCG, whatever the fuck the doctor wants to do. But at the end of the day, man, anecdotally speaking, you can still get girls pregnant, or you can still, after long-term use of anabolic steroids, with some people, not everybody reacts differently, get a girl pregnant. However, I'm talking about TRT. I'm not by any means advocating illegal steroid use by anybody. So unless administered by your doctor, this is not a concern for you. All right. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, because busting them nuts, that's not a game.